Hi everyone, today I'm outside the huge Lotte Mall in Unpyeong, where I'll be trying a variety of desserts and dishes. The first stop is just outside the mall, where I'm eating at Hong Kong Banjom. This is a franchise of the famous celebrity chef Mr. Pak Jong-won. You may have seen my previous video where I visited one of his noodle restaurants for anchovy broth noodle, or Myeolchi-guksu as it's known. It was delicious, but I want to know how good his Chinese food is. Let's have a look. I'm looking at the menu and it's pretty simple in terms of ordering. I can either order an individual dish or I can opt for one of the set meals where I can get several. I'm having this one, which is jjajangmyeon with tangsuyuk, black bean noodles with crispy fried pork. The total comes to 9,500 won, which is around £5.60. Wow, that's pretty cheap for a traveller like myself. Whilst I wait, I can have a look at my surroundings. There's a variety of menus written in Korean everywhere, as well as pictures of some of the meals you might expect. I'm interested mostly in the free water with the metal cups in the sterilised cabinet. Authentic. There's a little section here for simple side dishes. You can choose onion and radish. One sounds more refreshing than the other. After about 15 minutes, the food comes. Wow, it looks just as good as the picture. I can't wait. I've eaten a lot of jjajang noodles in Korea. I know that the first thing you need to do is mix it all up so that the sauce coats the noodles. It's hard work, but the results should be worth it. Eating the noodles, it tastes really well balanced and fresh. It's a mixture of savoury and slightly sweet, with the sauce coating all of the perfectly cooked noodles quite well. Usually I eat this as takeaway and don't have it like this very often. It's delicious. I think this is sweeter than I usually eat, but that's Mr. Pak's signature style. He loves adding sugar to everything. The tangsuyuk is crispy fried pork with a sweet and sour sauce. Again, I usually eat this as takeaway, so having it fresh should be a treat. And yes, indeed it is. The batter is crispy and a little bit soft and chewy at the same time. The sauce is really sweet and has a great balance of tanginess to it. I think it's great and I wish I had a larger portion. It even comes with some wood ear mushrooms, which are a nice addition. The staff saw me wiping sauce off my clothes, so they've given me an apron. How thoughtful. Good job I was wearing the apron, eh? Oh, a bit messy. Dirty. Not forgetting the side dishes, I want to try the onion with some black bean sauce. I thought it'd be quite hard eating raw onion, but with the sauce I can't seem to notice any heat. Of course, the radioactive coloured radish is always refreshing, and I'm glad I can have as many as I like. I have another franchise of Mr. Pak I want to visit today, but I need a small tea break, so I'm heading into the mall nearby for this place, Basila Cafe. Let's have a look. So I'm opting for the strawberry milk roll and a cup of tea. The milk roll is 4,800 won, around £3, and the tea is 5,800 won, around £3.40. Actually, not a bad price. Ooh, how very posh. They've got their finest crockery out for me. This teapot teacup hybrid is amazing. I could do with one of these myself. Let's try. Oh, it's dripping. I'll just move it out the way. This cake cost me £3. I hope I didn't ruin it with tea. I really hate poor design. Who comes up with a teapot that leaks everywhere? Never mind. If it's any consolation, the tea itself is pretty good. I've not added any milk, which is my usual preference, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'd give it 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the crap teapot. Onto the cake. It's quite light on the fork, and when I bite into it, it's not overly sweet. It's nicely made, but I can't say that it's anything special. I mean, if you look at the contents, the cream filling is a little firm yet fluffy, but it doesn't blow me away. If anything, I can say that I'm a bit annoyed as it's expensive for what it is, and the slice that they put on the counter looks a lot bigger to me. I feel a bit ripped off. The tea, however, yeah, that's definitely value for money. Okay, back to Mr. Pak. I'm around the corner from the Chinese restaurant at Pak Boy Pizza. I'm instantly struck by their sign. Trust me, this is the best. Is this a challenge? Let's go inside and have a look. So of course, yet again, I don't have to deal with another human being. I have a kiosk which thankfully has English as an option. On the main screen you have a few set meals which look interesting, but for now I'll try a simple pizza on its own. I'm going to have the Super Pack Boy since I'm super excited, which costs 14,901. I'm not opting for a different edge such as sweet potato gold ring or cream cheese, I just want it to be simple. Same goes for the toppings, although they seem pretty cheap if you want more on your pizza. I wait about 15 minutes for the pizza and my only problem now is finding somewhere to eat it as it's minus 11 degrees outside. Okay, so I'm back in Lotte Mall and I found a bench to sit on. Ooh, pickles! Thank you Mr. Pack, I'm sure these will be lovely. Ta-da! Oops. Ta-da! Wow, that looks amazing. I can see pepperoni, sausage, and I think there's some ham too. The cheese is nicely melted and there's a cheese sauce swirl around the centre of the pizza. The base looks thin, which is exactly what I'm looking for. As you can see, I'm in front of a clothes store. I bet this smells amazing for the customers. Okay, wow, that's really good. It's a little chewy and I get a good amount of topping with the first bite. It's cheesy, savoury and actually a little sweet. I guess Mr. Pack likes putting sugar in his pizza too. Don't get me wrong, when I say a little sweet, the overriding flavour is definitely savoury. I think this is delicious. I'll even go as far as to say this is one of the best pizzas I've had in Korea, even the UK. Oh, it's a work of art, just look at it. I didn't like the pickles if I'm honest, there were super sweet acidic bites of gherkin, and I have all the juice left over. Why so much juice? I actually ate more of this pizza during my time in Korea, but this time I ordered takeout to have a large Ultra Pack Boy and a large Super Pack Boy. I'm sorry I doubted you, you were the best. Now I've been to Lotte Mall in Umpyeong a few times. I even went there last summer, so let's see some more places to eat. This is Bukchon Son Mandu. They sell a variety of noodle and mandu or dumpling dishes. I want to have something simple, so I'm going for the Myeolchi Guksu, which is an anchovy based noodle soup. It costs 8,500 won, which is just over £5. All of the usual ingredients are there, including noodles and fried tofu, along with tiny bits of gim. I must say that when I bite into the noodles and taste the soup, I'm a little underwhelmed. If you see my previous video where I went to Gayo Guksu, you'll see just how much more generous and inviting a portion of soup can be. This one came with hot chives, but the rest of it is pretty much the same. Oh, and it costs 1,001 less and is unlimited. Mr. Pack's noodles were pretty similar in appearance, but they tasted so much better, and they only cost 4,001. The anchovy soup at Bukchon Son Mandu is a bit weak and disappointing. I won't say this is value for money, but I would have been better off trying their other dishes. This is Odeng Shikdang, which is a franchise that sells budae-jjigae, otherwise known as Korean army stew. I see videos of this lady and pictures of her around the store, so I guess she's the owner? In any case, they've been around for over 60 years, so it should be good. I want to try this set menu for 11,000 won, which comes with stew, extra ramen and a beverage. Wow, that's cheap. It costs around £6.50. How is this possible? They bring the raw ingredients out on a metal skillet and boil it with water. The first thing I do when eating budae-jjigae is eat the noodles. I hate when they're overcooked and swollen. They're coated in the soup and have a slightly firm but bouncy texture. It's delicious. Some of the individual items of the budae-jjigae are things like sausage and spam. They're fairly generous with the pieces and they provide a nice savoury aspect to the meal. The side dishes are really good. This radish water kimchi was delicious and I can't believe these are included. The odeng provides an interesting texture to the budae-jjigae, which overall can have a soft texture, and the fried kimchi, yeah, that was delicious too. Savoury and slightly spicy, although I usually prefer fresh kimchi. The spam is soft and savoury, it almost melts in the mouth. I don't actually think it's spam, to be honest. It would be quite expensive as an ingredient. It's still good though. I enjoy the budae-jjigae. For sure you can't go wrong with the price, as what you're getting is more than enough to fill you up. The flavour of the soup and ingredients were warming and I'm satisfied. Value for money? Definitely. Actually, the budae-jjigae was a little too warming. I need something to cool me down, so I'm here at Pasta Milk Bar. I can see from the screens that they do interesting looking ice cream. Looking at the menu, the ice cream comes to 4,100 won. A bit pricey, but I need cooling down, so I'm buying the half milk and half chocolate. It looks good. Everything about this screams quality, from the glossy shine on the ice cream to the thick crispy cone. I think I'll enjoy this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. First thing I taste is the chocolate. It's so intense and rich, but in a good way if you know what I mean. It's soft and cold, and if I'm not careful, it will last for less than a minute. I think in the end I managed to stretch it out for just over a minute. It was that good, and I absolutely recommend it. Another thing this place is well known for is their yogurt. This tiny little cup of blueberry yogurt costs 4,800 won. I hope it's good because, to be honest, it feels a little expensive. The yogurt is thick and the berries look sweet in a sauce that sticks to the spoon. I'm not sure what to make of my first bite. The yogurt tastes like it's great quality and it doesn't seem to be sweetened. The sweet taste is from the blueberries, but even they're not that sweet. It's weird. Initially I was a little underwhelmed by the taste of the yogurt, but I can't stop eating. I've come to the conclusion that the yogurt is in fact delicious. It's well balanced, tastes fresh and natural without too many additives. I think I get it. I don't think I've had a yogurt before with this texture. It's almost like a thick cream, but it's light enough, if that makes sense. 4,800 won initially seemed high, but actually I think the price was right, as I'm gutted I'm almost at the end. I don't want it to go to waste. If there was no one around, I probably would have run my finger around the edge of the pot and eaten it off my finger. That's how good it is. Last place in this video is this cafe in the mall called Reflow. It's just opposite Basler Cafe, which I showed you earlier. But this place has an amazing looking selection of cakes. Let's have a look. I've picked up an Earl Grey Croffin for 5,500 won. I also have a cold brew latte for 6,000 won. Altogether this cost 11,500 won, which is as much as the budae-jjigae I had nearby. The coffee is quite nice. It's a little fruity, which isn't my usual preference, but it's well balanced. It's cold brew, but I'm happy with the overall taste and it's somewhat refreshing. Okay, here's my Croffin in a cup. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to eat this. Do I eat it directly out of the cup? Let's try. Not at all. Oh, they have cutlery actually, and I've been trying to eat this like a caveman. Oh god, it's not exactly easy to cut. I'm making a bit of a mess. The Croffin pastry is not as crispy as it first appears. It's buttery, but mainly a little soft. I think it's nice, although the filling is a little on the hard and oily side. Having said that, it does taste like Earl Grey, which gets a tick from me. Ooh, these look good. Pistachio dacquoise. They look like macaron, but basically they're desserts made with meringue filled with cream. 3,300 won doesn't seem too bad given the appearance. It's quite pretty. Oh, it's delicious. The meringue has a slightly crumbly texture, and little pieces of pistachio fall into my mouth and outside of it. The cream inside is smooth and ties the layers together nicely. This is amazing and I would definitely buy it again. Bit messy though. I think Reflow is a great place to visit. It's quite chilled and has a nice atmosphere. I didn't realise at the time that there was seating which looked out onto the mountain, which is a bit of a shame as the views are stunning. Ah well. So there you have it. Just a small selection of the stores in and around Lotte Mall Eunpyeong. I'm a big fan of Mr. Pak, so I was happy to see some of his stores in the area nearby. I'm on the hunt for more of his franchises, so I'll be sure to look out for them next time I'm in Korea. Thanks for watching, until next time, bye!